Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Odear Kid, the review, back again with another video. So we got our first trailer for Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and let me just say, the return of Daredevil and mostly the Netflix cast, I can just say it's a fair introduction or reintroduction back into the MCU, but also something I feel like this season can improve on more. As of now, I'm still on my current MCU rewatch. At this point, I'm stuck over at She-Hulk Attorney at Law, which is basically, I wouldn't say Matt Murdock's first appearance, that would be Spider-Man No Way Home, but also his first appearance as Daredevil again, which, yeah, it was a good episode to the fact that I'm like, yeah, the show ain't all that good at all, but then again, I'm like, his reintroduction into the show, I was like, yeah, Matt Murdock and Daredevil, not even with the red costume, but the yellow. Yeah, that is technically one of the costumes. I feel like it's cool to see, but it's one of those I'm not used to seeing Daredevil in daytime. As for season one of Daredevil Born Again, I can just say it started off a little jumpy where it was built from a creative team that wasn't involved with the Netflix series where they wanted to reboot the show and say, you know what, all the Netflix stuff, I guess it kind of sort of did or didn't happen, but we're going to be doing our own thing until they realized, yeah, we're going to have to change that whole thing, actually connect all the Netflix stuff by bringing in not only reintroductions and connections to certain characters from the original series that we haven't seen in a while, like Vanessa, Frank Castle as the Punisher, even Bullseye, to where I'm like, yeah, he's more ruthless here as he was in season three, and he was one of the best highlights of that show. I am planning on talking about Daredevil and Born Again at some point because I feel like, yeah, when I'm done with the MCU rewatches, I'm gonna get to starting everything from Blade up until Fantastic Four First Steps or Wonder Man. In case I didn't talk about it just yet, because I feel like, yeah, if I'm gonna be going on this little journey, I might as well just be like, yeah, I'm gonna be going from beginning to where we are now, ready for the road to Doomsday. But for Daredevil Born Again, I can just say season one was a good attempt to where I'm like, okay, it's a mix of two minds. I could just say, yeah, I can tell where the rewrites come in and what scenes are exactly pulled from. Oh, this is pulled straight from Netflix. Where I'm like, okay, this is some of the stuff that happened and a little bit of the connections if you watch the early seasons. But there are some moments where I feel like this is a little bit different in the case of this is not only just a Daredevil show that replaces the main cast and puts in these characters in their place, but I feel like, yeah, it was a little bit jumpy getting used to it, but later along the season and the storyline in mind, I'm like, okay, the villain isn't as good as it is in the other seasons, but it's more Matt Murdock and Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, where I'm like, I could just say those two have like the best hero villain relationship in the MCU so far. Even if you want to include some of the Netflix stuff, I just want to say this is something I want to see with certain characters and something I want to see a particular web slinger being dealing with once in a while. To recap for season one, Kingpin is mayor, has outlawed all vigilantes, and has a squad hunting them down. Matt Murdock is on the run, and let's just say there's a couple returning people in this series so far where I'm like, okay, we're not going to get the Punisher since he's on his own little side adventure on a special presentation leading to somewhere in a brand new day. Jessica Jones is returning to the MCU, and hopefully this season actually is on the right direction because there's a couple factors in this season where, okay, the first season was a blend of two minds, while this season has one straight story right through it, and we don't have to worry about tone differences and a little bit of, yeah, we have to build the pieces so like that everybody can understand, even though they haven't watched the first series, and then we want to make it a little bit more connected to the wider expanded universe. Long intro out of the way, let's get to the trailer. Hmm. I feel like I know what this trailer is already because I might have possibly heard or might have seen it. Yep, this. Oh yeah, Matthew Lillard is in this too.
I
Mm-hmm.
hope you can walk because I'm not carrying you.
Black suit. Now that's a soprano shot. Damn. Foggy, R.I.P. Full disclosure, but I kind of feel like this is exactly the New York Comic Con trailer that they showed off because last year at New York Comic Con, I had the unlucky fortune of not actually getting into the Marvel panel. It was a long line, me thinking, yeah, New York Comic Con, I know you guys don't watch my videos, but I just want to say whenever you do your reservations, don't screw people over by letting everybody on the site because I already had the reservation in mind to be like, oh, I can get into the Marvel panel easy and no problem. It's no big deal. And they screwed me out when they reset my thing and I was like, I lost my reservation already when I'm going to checkout. I just want to say fuck you off for that, but also I'm trying to be nice because I kind of do want to see if maybe since Doomsday comes out in December, they might be making an appearance this year. As for the trailer, there are some moments of action where I'm like, okay, this feels more street level than season one because I feel like season one tried to do street level stuff, but I feel like yeah, you can tell some of the fight choreography in Born Again versus the original show where everything was more downscaled and tight, where everything like the hallway fights and most of the fights I can just say are a little bit more, I wouldn't say CGI heavy because I feel like yeah, Daredevil moves like Spider-Man in Born Again, but I'm like it's cool seeing him use the actual cane to actually do things, like actually do the whole hook thing and actually swing himself. Because I'm like, okay, we kind of did see that, but then again, it feels more realistic in the original show versus this one. He has the black suit, which funny enough, we kind of did see that first in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, voiced by him also. And also, I see that he has the double D's, where I'm like, I wondered at some point whether or not they were going to do or just have him be in a full red or full black outfit. Jessica Jones had some moments of action, but also this tells me, yeah, most of the Netflix cast is canon. And also maybe because I feel like I haven't rewatched Jessica Jones in a while because I'm going to be honest, I stopped after season two and I feel like, yeah, I could finish season three, but for some of the spoilers I do know that Trish becomes Hellcat and actually has the costume and is shipped off to the raft where I'm like, so if they're in the raft, does that mean that her and some other Marvel villains are there also? You see that Kingpin's crew actually has a couple vigilantes trapped in that room, but I feel like, yeah, who knows if they're either street level characters that we as fans know from the comics or some characters we already know that just haven't showed up because I feel like if season two is going to lead to something bigger because last season ended off with we need an army or we need a team. So it tells me the defenders might be reuniting in this, but also I'm not sure because we haven't seen or heard anything about Luke Cage despite an Easter egg. Nobody wants to hear anything about Iron Fist. And funny enough, I told a friend, you sure you don't think that Danny Rand might show up in this season? He was like, no. But I'm like, bro, you don't want to get Iron Fisted again? He didn't like that joke, not one bit. As for some of the Marvel series that have been going on so far, I'm like, yeah, you can continue off, like, do your own thing and do something like an Agatha, an Ironheart. And also, I could just say, yeah, they have their fans, but it's something like these couple characters where I feel like, yeah, Daredevil, the Punisher, Elektra, that zone right there where I'm like, these are the hardcore Marvel characters I actually do like. And some of the ones I feel like people actually attach to with these actors because it could have been a timeline where we never saw these characters again, and those guys would just be sitting along the side. Where I feel like, yeah, Spider-Man would fill out that street level side of Marvel, but these guys make up the universe, and these guys are the characters I'm actually more interested in than actually introducing somebody who's like, yeah, he's an unknown, but trying to make them a big figure in the MCU when they're not. And they're renewed for a season three, so that tells me, yeah, we have another season on the way, and who knows how the season might end because yes, I know we're heading towards a doomsday, but who knows if Daredevil or some other characters will still live on because I'm like, they're going to be going through the reset. And if the reset goes forward, does that tell me that Charlie Cox still is going to be Daredevil? Or let's just say we have a final season. All I can say, this spring is going to be packed with content, so buckle up, enjoy it. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.